Nice to see you. Hi, my dudes, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kylie. I go by Kai, and this is my library. This is my January wrap-up. I am really excited. I posted my TikTok of my wrap-up, but this is where I go more in depth about the books, tell you what they're about, tell you my more in-depth thoughts. I read 12 books this month, so I'm pretty sure I read like an even amount on my Kindle and an even amount on physical books. I read a lot of ARCs this month. I'm a part of NetGalley. I'm a part of Book Sirens, and I've seen people on TikTok where they're asking for ARC readers, so I've applied to a couple of those, and I like to, and like Book Sirens requires you to, like, they have a deadline as far as reading the books, but I try to the best of my capability. You know, I do work full-time. I have other side jobs I do. I'm writing my own book, so I'm very busy, but I try the best that I possibly can to read the books before the release date and post the reviews. I've been successful most of the time. There's a couple times where it's just not been possible. Let's get into it. I want to go ahead and start with my ARC reads on my Kindle. First, I read The Lives of Diamond Bessie. This is actually based on a true story. It was super duper good. It's like a historical crime, like it's based on his like true events, but it's kind of got like a paranormal aspect to it too. It's about this girl who she was 16 years old. She got pregnant out of wedlock. She was sent away to live with the nuns. She escapes the nuns and does everything in her power to get her daughter back because the nuns took her daughter. And you basically just go on this journey with her. She realizes and has to do prostitution. Like, she has to work in prostitution because that, in those times, it's older times, I believe 1800s, if I remember right. She basically, like, women were so disregarded back then that was the only way that women felt capable enough to make money, because it was either that or, you know, working some other job that just didn't pay enough, or just a lot of places wouldn't hire women. So it was very eye-opening to see how women were treated back then and what women had to go through. So that was really cool. I haven't read a whole lot of historical novels, but that really opened my eyes up to exploring more in the genre. So that was really cool. And I've also connected with the author on social media. Awesome lady. Seriously, like, she really did her research on this book. So if you're interested in like those historical, like true crime, little bit of paranormal, little bit of a mystery kind of vibe to it, definitely check the book out. It comes out later this year. I want to say April or May. I'm not 100% sure. But yes, check it out. The second book I read, it's called Sinkhole. This book gave me like, oh, I don't remember what it's called. There was a movie on Lifetime where these three girls became friends, and then one of them was murdered, which is based on a true story. And it was actually like one of the girls that killed her, but let me try to like explain that better. There were three girls. One of them was murdered by one of the other two girls. The other girl, who wasn't dead and wasn't the murderer, knew about it, but she couldn't say anything. She's terrified. So her parents, like, I can't even explain it, but I know what the movie's about. It gave me those kind of vibes, but the ending I did not see coming. It's like a psychological thriller. It's based in Florida. Super duper good. Please check it out. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. We've been over this. I'm very bad at explaining what books are about, but we also can tell that I'm bad at explaining what movies are about, right? Like, it makes sense in my head, but when I try to reiterate it, it sounds so stupid. I hate myself. Next, I read a book arc I was picked for an ARC team that has led me to become friends with one of the nicest authors that I have ever met in my entire life, the sweetest person ever. The Secrets of the Isle by my good friend Cheryl. So good. I gave this book 4 stars. I was up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning to finish this book, and I was pissed off at the end. Like the cliffhanger that it left me on, I'm pissed off. So angry. This book does not come out until May. I cannot wait to get my physical copy and read it again. I loved the characters. It's a fantasy book. Enemies to lovers. Please go read it when it comes out. Please add it to your want to read on Goodreads. Please go read this book. Then I read The Witch of Ferathan. This is actually a novella to the first book of the series. It's actually called, I don't know if I would actually consider it a series because it's technically just a novella and a book. I mean, I guess, like kind of like a duology, but I don't know. But anyway, it's not really a duology. I don't know. These books, okay? This is a novella to a novel called, I think it's called Gemma Calveston and the Forest of Despair. I know her name's Gemma. I know Forest of Despair, but I can't remember what her last name is. But I am going to be requesting the first book tonight on Book Sirens. I'm very, very excited. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. It's set like 70 years in the past before Gemma comes along into the picture. So I'm really excited to see how the events from this book play into that book. Fantasy, witchcraft. I can't say anything without giving it away, but it's very interesting. It was a really good read, a very quick read. It was only about 140 pages, I believe. So I was able to get through it in one day. Yeah, I'm really excited to check out book 1. I didn't plan to read this book until next month, but I needed something to read today, and I know it was a quick read, and I've been wanting to read book 1, so I went ahead and just started it a day early because it's February tomorrow, so I will be requesting tonight. Then I read The Conqueror's Princess. I loved this book, okay? 4 out of 5 stars. It's Charlie and Evander. I love them. It kind of gives me Feyre and I say his name Rise from ACOTAR. It gives me those vibes, and as well as the girl's sister gives me it's basically like frickin' Nesta and Kaz characters in this book too. So it's I loved it. Second book's gonna come out. I'm feeling some Nesta and Kaz vibes, so I'm very excited to see how it plays out. It was a very good book. Yes. And it is already out. It is on my Amazon wish list, so I know it is out. So if you're interested in it, go check it out. Buy it, read it, love it, you know. And then the last book that I read on my Kindle, that was an ARC. I got selected for this ARC team, and I was so excited because just the description that I was given on TikTok when I signed up for this ARC team was enough to sell me. Like, oh my god. Behold the Sins. I have now become good friends with the author of this book. And let me tell you that I blew up her Instagram every freaking day that I read this book. I hated her at the end of this book. I actually didn't hate her. I actually love her. But she hurt me with this book. I was sobbing at work. Crying. Because I was just not mentally okay. So, this book comes out February 9th. It's basically a fantasy novel. About the 7 sins. It's very good. Check your trigger warnings. It's a slow burn romance. Multiple point of views. Super good. I loved it so much I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Now, on to my physical reads. Okay? Okay. So, you ever just hate yourself? Same! Let's cut to the chase. I read 50 Shades Darker. It's the second book in the 50 Shades trilogy. This is considered an erotica book, so definitely not for the faint of heart. Check your trigger warnings. I loved this book. Definitely my favorite of the series. The second movie's always been my favorite too. I have all of them, so no judgment if you like these kinds of books. No judgment if you like the movies. I like this book, the movies. I also have watched 365 Days. I don't know what it is. It's like crack. You just gotta watch it. You gotta read it. I don't make the rules here, but the story, it's not just about sex. It has a good character development. Like, obviously the sex is a nice bonus because Christian Grey's hot as hell, but it has a good story altogether. These books have been out for a long time. If you haven't read them, get it together. I read The Appeal. This book is actually out now. It came out about 6 days ago. It is a different kind of book. And it's basically like, I felt like the entire time that I was reading it, I was playing a game of Clue. It is email correspondence and text correspondence back and forth. Like, it's these two detectives trying to figure out this mystery behind this murder. And it is so good. I did not expect what happened. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I gave 50 Shades Darker 5 out of 5 stars. I don't know if I said that, but anyway. Yeah, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I stayed up really late to finish it. I was mind blown. Psychological thrillers, y'all know how I feel about them. Did not see what happened coming, so definitely check it out. Like I said, it's on sale now. Yeah. Then I read No Light to Land On. This book came out the 4th, so this book has been out for a little bit. This was one of the books I didn't get to read before it came out. But this book kind of broke my heart. It really kind of opened my eyes. It's kind of got like true events in it. It's basically about 2 Syrians who are married and his wife is pregnant. He had to go to Jordan to bury his father. His wife is waiting for him to come back on the plane, and the travel ban gets put into place and he's not able to come home. She ends up having their son prematurely, and it's basically, you get to exchange point of views. You get to know how they got together behind their love story, but then you also get to see from both their point of views what's going on at the present time. Everything that's going on with the travel ban, which was a real thing. Like, they really put the executive order that was placed in 2017 in this book. So it was really eye-opening, and it makes me so incredibly sad because they went through all the right steps. You know, he had his visa, everything was good. Like, they came here and did everything they needed to do, and then they still got travel banned and he wasn't allowed to come home. So it was a good read. I don't really typically read books like this, but it was very good. I don't know what kind of genre it is or what to classify it as, but it was a very good read. So definitely check it out. Then I read Me Before You. I had already been planning to read this book, and then I am doing the like 12 book challenge. So 12 books that your friends recommend you. You have 12 months to read them. This was one of them. My friend recommended it to me. I'd watched the movie trailer and it just broke my heart even more. I really want to see the movie, but this is like it's a romance book, and it's kind of a book about self-discovery as well. This book broke my heart. I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars, but this book's been out for a little bit. If you haven't read it, please go read it. It's so good. It's become one of my favorites. Next. This book freaked me out. Sharp Objects. This is the same author that wrote Gone Girl, and one of my friends really likes this author, so I was like, okay, I'll check her other books out, because you guys know how I am about psychological thrillers. I can't say no. This book is a mess. I literally stayed up till 2:30 in the morning reading this book. I didn't think I was going to be able to go to sleep. It gave me, what is it called? It's like, it gives me the vibes of like The Act. I think that's what it's called on Hulu, which is based on a true story. So if you've read this, you definitely know what I'm talking about. If you haven't and you're curious, go read this book. So good. And last, but certainly not least, the book that literally tore out my soul, that I stayed up very late to finish because I had to, and the prettiest book that I have in my collection, and my new favorite book by this author. Without further ado, Reminders of Him by Miss Colleen Hoover. I cannot. Okay. Ledger has quickly become my favorite coho boy. I love that man with my entire soul. Any man that is amazing as he is and likes kids, A+, covering all the boundaries. I have a lot of coho books. I have read almost all of them. There's some that I haven't read and some that I still don't have, and I suck for that. Like, I am a horrible fan in that aspect, but I'm working on getting them all, so chillax. My favorite is Hopeless. I really like It Ends With Us, Verity, Layla, Heartbones. Oh my gosh, November 9th. Yeah! But this one topped them all. Definitely tied, if not beating Hopeless, for being my favorite coho book of all time. I read lots of her books. Like I said, I still have some I haven't read yet. And this one made me cry like a baby. She has never made me cry like that before. I've said it once, I'll say it again. This woman always touches on the sensitive subjects. She never disappoints me. I also did a reading vlog that I posted about it where I read along and I kind of told you guys what I thought without spoilers. So if you guys want to see me cry and see me read this book, go check out that video. I will link it up above. But I had a good month. I have been trying to break my 10 book reading cycle for some time, and I finally did it, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm trying to pace myself and not request way too many arcs that I can handle and actually enjoy the books, because I don't want to like speed read through them and then not remember anything. And anyway, you know what I mean? And I'm writing my own book, so I gotta try to find a nice balance. I'm out here letting you know that not all book talkers have all the time in the world to read. So if you're like me, you're full-time, if you've got kids, you know, stuff like that, don't feel bad. Don't let anyone make you feel bad or make you feel like there's any expectations on any books or any amount that you need to read. You do it on your own time. Reading should be something that you love. It is not a competition. I am very competitive, however, but I'm trying to be better. So yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you watched this entire video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you've read any of these books, comment down below what you thought of them. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Share this video with your friends. And also, I will be posting my February TBR. But until then, bye my dudes!